Well, if Victorian Liberal leader Matthew Guy won't take up the fight against the incumbent state government led by Dan Andrews, one of the worst political leaders in Australian history, then my next guest will. He's Lyle Shelton, who was appointed National Director of the Family First Party in May and has moved to Melbourne to run a campaign to get up to 5 MPs into the state's upper house. This isn't the only front Lyle is fighting on at the moment. In a blog in 2020, he described drag queens who were performing for kids at a Brisbane City library as, quote, dangerous role models, unquote, and was hauled before the state's Human Rights Star Chamber for committing vilification. He was ordered to attend mediation and refused. His case will now be heard again, this time in front of a civil and administrative tribunal next month. Shelton will call as a witness Keira Bell of Britain, who started transitioning from a girl to a boy as a confused 15-year-old, which included a double mastectomy. The case will essentially decide, Lyle Shelton's case I should say, will essentially decide whether he or any Queenslander is free to comment on the harmful effects of the transgender lobby. And we will keep you informed with updates as they happen on that case. But for now, Shelton is focused on trying to restore a minimum of sanity to the Victorian Parliament by convincing voters to install some of his Family First MPs in the upper house. And I'm pleased to say he joins me now. Lyle, welcome.
Thanks very much, Fred. Great to be with you.
First, Lyle, your primary opponent in this election is the incumbent government, which you say is destroying family values in in Victoria. Have you reached out to the coalition to see if you can join forces in any way?
Well, Fred, we've talked to a number of the good people that are running in the Liberal Party, but the trouble is those voices are drowned out, and the Liberal Party as a group unit under Matthew Guy is almost as woke as Daniel Andrews, and particularly when it comes to these transgender issues that you were just mentioning in your intro. Both of them are on a unity ticket in keeping Dan Andrews' terrible conversion therapy laws, so-called conversion therapy laws, which makes it even a crime for parents to try and talk their children out of doing what Keira Bell did, and that is go off to the gender clinic to have puberty blockers or eventually get their breasts or other irreversible surgery done. So both Dan Andrews and Matthew Guy are on a unity ticket in keeping this terrible, harmful gender fluid law, which stops parents even and counsellors and pastors and imams even talking sense into a child.